Have you been in situations where it's life and death?
Yeah.
When?
I would say that North Atlantic crossing, there was a bit of gnarly shit around
Like
us.
how so? Tell me the story.
So this was the one where we took Greta across
yeah.
the North
And just so
Atlantic.
everyone knows, that's the young lady, the Swedish chick,
Yeah.
who was kind of a viral meme, and
the climate change
climate change young lady, and I just realized right now, you guys had to sail her because she can't get in a plane.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fucking talk about when you go, oh, I wish I just kept my mouth shut. Fuck.
So yeah, she decided to sail, which I think is great.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
And that's a pretty gnarly decision for a 17-year-old girl.
I don't think she's the average 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I know she's not.
Yeah.
I have a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And never in a million years would my 17-year-old be that. That's a very different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but with regards to the weather, we were.
So wait, start me from the beginning. So you get the call that she needs passage.
Yep.
And I would imagine you are like, I don't know who she is. And I imagine Elena's like, oh my God, this is going to be great.
No, I knew who she was.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we both knew who she was. We were fans, but not sort of mega fans of what she was doing. But I mean, yeah, we're happy to try and help.
And you guys are environmentalists because you love the ocean.
Yeah.
You're environmentalists out of necessity.
Yeah, kind
You're
of.
like, yeah, you don't trash my place.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, yeah, I touched on it earlier. I had this monumental task of getting a boat. So a boat, you're sort of running it down over a season, and then at the end of the season you pull it out of the water and you do a whole bunch of jobs, because it's much easier to do it when you're in an area where there's a mechanic, there's a shop, you can go down the road.
Run it down. All I'm thinking is like stuff barnacles.
Not barnacles, just things are breaking, things are the boat is getting worn down.
Yeah.
It's not functioning at 100%. So it was at the end of the season when normally you would pull the boat out of the water, and Elena and I would fly home to Australia, have a couple of months off, come back to the boat, do a whole bunch of repairs, and then start sailing again. So we got this call and they're like, can you do this? And I looked at the weather and I was like, maybe. And then we had to think about it, and I had a big look at the weather, and I called some people, and then I was like, yeah, okay, we can do it. We need to leave at the exact right time and do everything perfectly, but I think we can do it.
What are you seeing when you look at the weather like that? Are you seeing?
So I'm looking at average number of storms in a particular area at a particular time of year. So I know in November, between the Chesapeake and Bermuda, in November, there's probably an average of 4 systems that go through there that are blowing at above 40 knots, which is shit.
Above 40 knots is where it gets hairy.
Well, I mean, it's pretty uncomfortable. And then also how close they come to you. And then if there's one here and one here, you're getting intersecting wave trains, so your boat's sort of falling down holes. So yeah, it's you're just trying to pick and then place your boat in the safest spot all the time. But then my job at that point, once we agreed to do it, was to get all of the jobs done, which would normally take 3 months, done in 7 days. So I was just working for 18 hours.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It was insane, man. So,
and where were you at the time when you got the call? You were in
the Chesapeake.
Chesapeake. I always remember following you then.
Yeah. And so we reached out to our patrons, and Wayne, and I've forgotten his wife's name, reached out, and they said, yeah, we've got a dock on the water. You can pull your boat up, and I know all the people, and we can get a whole bunch of stuff done. So we stayed there for I guess 7 days, 6 or 7 days. We actually ran aground coming into his area.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty funny and embarrassing. But we just ran aground on a sandbank, and I jumped off the boat and pushed us off, and then jumped back on, and we motored up the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And then we got the boat ready. We got Nikki Henderson agreed to come and help us, and she's just this like female sailing rock star. Like
Really?
she's since having done that sail with her, if there was anyone that I had to pick to go to war with, she's going to be one of those people.
Really?
in the trench with me.
Pull up Nikki Henderson.
Yeah, she's
not Ricky Henderson, Nikki Henderson.
Yeah, she is a legend.
Do you know who Ricky Henderson is?
Nah.
Oh, well, very
Is it
different.
a baseballer?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I thought that it might have
Ricky
been.
Henderson. He was amazing. Is this her?
Yep.
Just a fucking badass sailor.
Yeah, she really is, man.
And
an incredible leader, like just really good in the tough times.
Who was really?
Mm.
Who was the person organizing this passage? Was it like
Me.
NATO? It was just you?
Yeah.
It was like this kid Greta goes, I need to make it to this conference. Can you guys take me? And you're like, yeah. So there's no funding. Like when I saw you guys were all in like rain gear. That's like you guys getting rain gear. There's no like no company is going, hey, let's give you $100,000 to get everything ready.
Nah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, then we took the boat down and we had to, I mean, it got smashed up a bit in that crossing, and then
really?
Elena and I paid for the repairs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't seem fair at all.
Nah. But it's like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the thing that I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm really, really glad that we did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, when you look back in life,
yeah,
when you're old and your boys are, you have 2 boys, right?
Yeah.
And when your boys are telling, they're gonna be like, oh wait, I was on the boat with her.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucking feather in the cap.
Yeah.
What was the scale? Like, at what point were you like, oh fuck, this was a big mistake?
So we left and we went out. There was this really big system coming through. So November in the North Atlantic, it's getting into winter, right? And that's just not where you're supposed to be. So, and I've since looked, because I was really interested, like where's the worst place to be sailing? Like where's the worst weather conditions in the world at any point in time of the year? And that's not a great place to be. It's starting to get up there.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. So we were getting these pretty horrible forecasts, and I was starting to think, you know, maybe this is not doable. We might have to pull the pin. And then there was one particular system that was coming through, and on the tail end of that, it was looking okay for a couple of days, and we really needed to get from where we were past Bermuda quickly and with the best weather that we could get, so that past Bermuda, the chances, the likelihood of those plus 40 knot storms coming is less frequent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence the Bermuda Triangle.
Hence the Bermuda Triangle. Exactly.
Have you been to the Bermuda Triangle?
Well, the Bermuda Triangle is just Bermuda to the Chesapeake and then down to the Bahamas, I think.
So I've probably been in it.
You've probably been there. Yeah. So we went out, and then we weren't going fast enough. The forecast and the conditions we experienced were slightly different. There was wind against the Gulf Stream, which was causing bigger, choppier waves than we had anticipated. But Nikki and I we threw up every single sail. Like we made so many changes. We were working really well together. But we weren't quite getting far enough along our course. And then at a certain point, the weather people that we were talking to are like, look, you're going to get smashed if you stay where you are. You need to head directly south now. You're just not going fast enough. So, and I got a few messages, and I'd been working so hard for the previous 7 days, and then maybe spent a night not really sleeping that night. And then I was getting all these messages saying like, not you're going to die, but there is some serious shit headed your way. You need to get the hell out of where you are. And the message that really knocked me around was, are you aware? I won't say who sent it.
Wait, why? Is it like a,
it's a friend.
A friend?
Yeah.
A famous friend?
Not famous.
Okay, just a friend who sails.
Yeah. And he was like, if you stay where you are, our forecast says that you're going to have 8 meters swell coming one way, and also 8 meters swell coming another, which means that you're in big trouble, basically. That's the sort of thing that your boat may or may not be able to handle. So you're always thinking about minimizing risk, and at that point you're like, okay, well, this is really bad. So, but all that it meant was we needed to bomb further south than where we were, and it was pretty dicey for a while, but we managed to get like really far south really quickly, because we were just Nikki and I were just sailing
really
hard.
And what's Alana doing at the time? Just throwing up?
Looking after Lenny, man.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lenny's on this.
Yeah, Lenny's on board.
Good God.
Yeah.
Is there a moment on that boat where you're like, I may not put my family in the best position to succeed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I felt pretty bad a couple of times. There was a point where I got, and this is the other thing about the offshore passages, which if you don't accept the captaincy role and do want to just drink, you won't learn the thing that I love, which is just the responsibility and what you learn by taking that all on, which is, it's pretty cool, man. So I would love for you to.
I can go, by the way, I can go a month without drinking. We do it all the time. I'm supposed to start tomorrow.
No, but to captain the boat and to accept all of the responsibility. I'd
be into that.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get your email, and I'm gonna start this conversation.
Yeah.
And you said, but anyway, keep going. I cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm burping like crazy.
Yeah, me too. What's in these?
It's the banquets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we bombed further south, and yeah, I think all I was going to say was, yeah, we managed to get around that crazy storm.
Was there a point where you were out of it and you're like, oh, thank God? Or was that whole trip like?
No, it was that was the first one, and then there was another 21 days of not quite like that, but yeah, it was pretty wild. The whole thing was pretty wild. Oh, that's the thing that I was going to say. I got a forecast, and I'd been tired. I hadn't been, like, lack of sleep, and then I was pretty stressed, so I wasn't really eating as much as I should have been. And there was a point when I got this weather forecast, and I looked at it, and I was so stressed, thinking about Lenny and like, what have I got myself into? And I actually saw dots came up in my eyes. Like, when you get concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. And I went and sat down, and Elena's like, do you want any dinner? Excuse me. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just checking, and I'm just staring at the screen at the nav station. And she's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. And it wasn't until we'd done the trip and she was talking to me after, and I grabbed her and we hugged and we both cried, and
I bet.
and I was like, did you pick up on any of that? And she's like, nah. And I go, I was like, I was so stressed, I was freaking out. And she was like, I didn't pick up on any of it.